Garima this side from Dewan P. Chopra and Company. Today I will be discussing significant beneficial ownership in brief, that is SBO. As you all know, as per Companies Act, a significant beneficial owner in a reporting company is an individual who alone or with others, directly or indirectly, holds at least 10% of shares or voting rights, receives 10% of dividend or any other distribution, or exercise significant influence or control. A person who does not hold indirect interest in the company, despite holding more than 10% direct interest in the company, will not be considered as an SBO for the purpose of ROC filing. As you can see from the example on the screen, you can see here Mr. X is holding indirect interest in the company through a layer of private limited. Here, X will be considered as SBO and accordingly reporting shall be applicable. The Government of India wishes to identify such individuals who directly or indirectly hold beneficial interest in the company. That is to identify natural person behind layers of artificial legal entities. These entities are ultimately held by natural person, but ownership structure is a complex network of holding and cross-holding. As a result, the true owner of these entities are frequently hidden. The objective of identifying natural person is to link the companies to these individuals for ensuring transparency and accountability. In case of individual, if individual had been holding only 8% shares, the individual shall not be considered as an SBO and no reporting shall be applicable. However, as per the example in the case, the individual have been indirectly holding 80% through a ABC Private Limited. Accordingly, the combined shareholding shall be reported, that is directly as well as indirectly with the IOC. In case of a member being a body corporate, where the member of the reporting company is a body corporate, whether incorporated or registered in India or abroad, the SBO shall be individual who holds majority stakes in that member, holds majority stakes in the ultimate holding company. As you can see from the example on the screen, Mr. Y is holding interest to ultimate holding company and accordingly will be considered as an SBO. Further, as per the spirit or the intent of the law, if you are able to identify the SBO, despite that such individual is not covered within the letter of law, it is prudent to report the same with the ROC. Review ownership records. The first step by the company shall be to review its own shareholding structures and records, to examine shareholders, non-individual shareholders who hold more than 10% in the company. The second step shall be to send notices to all these non-individual shareholders who holds more than 10% in the company. The company shall seek information regarding their shareholding, including the details of ultimate beneficial members. The shareholder shall be required to furnish the details to the companies within 30 days timeline. Post that, the company would be required to file within 30 days timeline. Further, the particulars of SBOs shall be required to be maintained in a register, that is Form 20. Further, if there are any change in the details filed regarding SBO, the changed details needs to be reported within the 30 days timeline. There are specific penalties provided under Section 90 for company and officer in default if they fail to comply with the provision of significant beneficial ownership. The non-compliance of SBO provision can lead to legal proceeding against the company and officer in default. The Registrar of Companies, who is acting as an adjudicating officer, has been issuing notices to the companies seeking clarification why SBO provisions are not applicable on them. If the companies are unable to clarify why the SBO provisions are not applicable on them, or unable to give proper explanation why they haven't done the SBO filing, the Registrar of Companies, who is an adjudicating officer, has been levying severe penalties on the company. As you can see in the news, as well as on social media platforms, the ROC has been sending notices and imposing severe penalty. That is the reason we are highlighting the importance of SBO provisions and why it is important to understand the reason to comply with it. If you find this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe.